What's going on, everybody? I'm kind of close to the camera. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It, the live Thursday show of IDK Sports Podcast. Got me. My name is Anthony. Got my main man Kenny with me. Got a special guest. Got my pops with me. So you know when he's here, you know we talk a little bit of HBCU football, HBCU sports, and we're gonna talk a little bit of NFL coaching stuff too. How's everybody doing?
Man, I'm good. Good.
Good.
Happy to be alive, man. Happy to be alive.
Good. So jumping right into it. Let's jump right into it. Let me
do it, brother.
Share my screen. So we're gonna start off with some of the coach hires. So if you didn't know, a lot of coaches are had a good coaching cycle going with HBCU football. I want to say 6 coaches, Division I coaches. I'm not counting the Division II coaches because it was Division II coaches that got hired, but Division I cycle, we had some major programs going to a new direction with their coaching. So what I want to do is like highlight them, and let's grade them for fit, and let's see how people feel about them. So the first one I want to do is boom. Right here. Can y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let Pops go and talk about this. This is your alma mater.
Indeed.
Y'all fired y'all coach of what's his name again? Vincent Brown won a grand total of 2 games in 2 years, no CAA wins. So now A&T is winning a different direction and hired Coach Sean Gibbs from Fort Valley State. He was on the coaching staff for them A&T championships, for them Celebration Bowls. He was the running back coach, right? Running back coach,
yeah.
Running back coach. And while he was there, he had running backs like Tariq was there. I think all the good ones.
Yeah, John May Martin.
Yeah, John May.
And even guys before them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys before them. So got Coach Sean Gibbs taking the helm in Greensboro as the new head coach. So how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm excited about it. For fit wise, this is an A+. It's a no-brainer hire. They said, from what I understand, that when they hired Vincent Brown, he was the number 2 pick. So I'm glad they went back and they brought somebody that knows the culture, knows A&T, was at A&T like for about 10 years. So he knows everything about A&T, and all the former players are in his corner. The alumni is excited about it. So that's the best thing. That's the best hire you can make, considering the circumstances. We coming off a coach only won 2 games in 2 years. So that's a no-brainer for his fit. It's an A+, and for the culture and everything like that. And I think he can get it turned around because he knows what's expected of A&T football. He understands everything about it. He's ingrained in the culture and in the community. So that was a no-brainer hire. To me, you had to go get somebody like him if you was going to let go the previous coach that when they only had 2 wins. Now, if he had been like an okay coach and you was going out to you make a look around. But to me, he probably should have got the job the first time. So I think they went and corrected their wrong, saw their mistake, and all we got to do is get behind this guy and get behind Coach Gibbs and support him. And I think A&T football will get back to where they expected it supposed to be.
Yeah, I just knowing a little bit about it, I think it is a hire. I think, like I said multiple times before, take them off the screen. What I've seen multiple times before with A&T, I think A&T lost their swagger a little bit. I mean, when you know them dominant teams, they had a swagger to them. It wasn't just X's and O's. Like they had a swagger. I don't like to say instill fear, but you knew A&T was coming. And I think that got lost a little bit with the last coach.
Coach Brown seemed to be a nice guy, but he didn't understand, and he was trying to change the culture. You can't change it. There's already a culture there. It's not like we've been losing forever. You got to go in and embrace the culture and try to do that. But he wouldn't even let, he was restricting some of the former players, especially coming in, and being around the team. And he had certain things trying to do it his way, But to me, that's where he messed up. You got to have the culture buy in. You got to know something about that. Even though he came from an HBCU, he never coached that one. He coached that one for a little while, but he was trying to do it a way that just wasn't going to work, wasn't tenable for him.
Yeah, and I think I like the hire. Kenny, what you think?
I think Pops hit on something that's very important, man. It's like sometimes when you get, I want to use an analogy here, like you get a chef in the kitchen that just want to overhaul the menu, want to change the front of the room, and wants to make everything fit his style. Sometimes you just gotta go with what's working, and it brings Coach Gibbs in, who already knows like the lay of the land, know what's expected of him, know where to look when it comes to in terms of recruiting and knowing the area and things like that, man. Sometimes that's all it is, and it comes with its own pedigree. The alums know, the former players know just exactly what it takes to get back to that Celebration Bowl. So bring Coach Gibbs in, solid hire. We know the face, we know the name. Now it's just part time. Let's put it together next season.
So, with that being said, what is the expectation for this year? Because I, watching y'all kind of closely, are the players there for him to do something next year, or is it going to take maybe another 2-win season for him to get his players in there?
Well, in my opinion, now I could be wrong. I don't think it's really a player problem. Maybe a little bit short because he have to be losing some guys to the portal and some guys graduating. But I'm thinking we're willing. I think he'll do better than winning 2 games, more than 1 game a year. And I might take him a while to get back, where you competing for the conference championship and a chance to go to the playoffs. But I think if everything works out right with your quarterback playing, the offensive line play, and get back to doing what he said what he used to do, like we do chicken, run the ball, stop the run, good and kicking game, don't turn the ball over. If he can get that culture back and have the guys in and the guys that's there teach them the A&T culture and they buy in, which I don't think it'd be hard to get them to buy in, he could turn it around real quick. Now, I mean, the turnaround, if the man wins 4 games this year, that'll be next year. That'll be really good. Now, 4 gonna be hard. He might have a real low bar, but if he can win 4 games, and it all depends. A lot of it is how you play. How we're playing.
Yeah, my over and under was about 4 games.
About 4 games.
5 full wins.
Yeah. Because he played 12. That's 4 and 8. If he could go 5 and 7. Yeah. That'll be wow.
And don't get blown out, for homecoming by South Carolina State,
Yeah.
That does help.
Y'all
can't get blown out by Hampton. And you're going to have to win some of them games. You're going to have to win one. You need to win a couple of those. If he could beat some of them, that'll be really good. If we could beat Tennessee State that first game, that'd be really good. But, and you got to win a CAA game, too. We hadn't done that in 2 years. We got to beat a CAA team.
Yeah, it'd be nice to beat Central.
Central's not CAA.
No, I'm saying it's always nice to beat Central.
Oh, we got to, yeah. He knows who we have to win. We got to win.
In Hampton in a long time.
Yeah, Hampton coming to us next year.
Yeah. So y'all not playing Hampton this year?
Yeah, they got to play them every year, but they coming to us again. The way the thing's set up, we ain't got to go to them. They coming to us back to back.
I'm saying we'll see how it go. What happened last time?
Yeah, that's like the 3rd game of the season, I believe.
What happened last time? It was bad last time.
Yeah.
As a new coach, I give the grade for that hire. I give it a solid. Well, I give it, like I said, a B+, A-, because it is his first time being on Division I level, but he has been a head coach before. But as far as for the culture and the swagger, I think that's the biggest thing. Y'all got to get the swagger back in Greensboro to have people wanting to come to Greensboro.
Right. They go back into that, like, where I think Pop said it earlier, where you come like running back you again for the MEAC, where it's just
and solid defense. I mean, Auntie always been known for like hard solid defense. So
you ain't, like I said earlier, man, you ain't gotta fix everything. You just gotta stick to the main ingredients, man. It ain't gotta be, you don't need no overhaul. You know the lay of the land, let's do it. Just
Yeah,
do
because
it.
some of the players that's leaving, you say, okay, we only won one game last year, but some of these guys going off to P4 schools. The
Yeah.
guys that transfer, so that means there's some talent there. It's just how you do it. Now I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be look. I hope it happens. We win if he comes in there and win 4 games or 5 games next year. That really let you know that Brown didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, y'all paid him a lot of money to sit at home. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
about
you ain't paid him a lot of money to stay here. He home. He chilling
1.2
with a
million.
with a meal with a milli in the bank.
So it is what it is. So I want to move to the next hire. I want to move to one that kind of surprised me. I think it surprised a lot of people. And Kenny, you know this person well.
Oh yeah.
This one right here.
Oh,
This surprised me. That
yeah.
one right there, like I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. Deshaun Jackson to the Delaware State Hornets. I'm gonna start with this one. Deshaun Jackson. I think, far as brand exposure, splash higher, and all of that, I think Delaware State knocked it out the park. They're getting publicity. They're the HBCU up north. They don't get as much, publicity as some of the other HBCUs. One thing that if you don't know about Dale, I'm gonna tell you now, Dale ain't hurting for no money. Ain't no money problems at Dale.
Not a money problem.
They got plenty of money. They got plenty of money. They building. I think the AD wanted to make a splash like they building a state of the art athletic facility with an indoor field. I think. They building a new stadium. They building that they trying to overhaul the athletic program. So going out and getting the name, I think was the right move. Even though I'm not big on names, celebrity names, but I think for Delaware, for what they're trying to do and kind of ascend themselves, take their program to the next level, as far as facilities and everything, I think Deshaun, is a good hire. He's hitting the ground running. He done locked up like 4 or 5 recruits from transfers from P4. Antonio Gates' son from Michigan State is coming. I heard he got a quarterback from Group of 5 that's supposed to be signing to. I mean, he hitting the ground running. I like that his press conference. You can tell that he really excited about it, like he wants to be there at Delaware. I mean, the man was out there hyped in the snow on the field, showing the field on the snow. So I really like this hire for them. I think Splash name. Now, as far as his coaching, I don't know, but you always can surround yourself by good coaches. I think his name runs kind of good up there in that Northeast area because for Delaware State, for where they at, they really got to get to Maryland, Ohio, New Jersey type area.
Pennsylvania.
Not like other HBCUs where like A&T can get North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia. Delaware State is kind of hard to convince some of them boys from the South and from out west to come to Dale. But when you got a name like Deshaun Jackson, you might get a transfer from Florida. You don't need much. Like you might get a receiver from Florida to come or something like that. But I really think he can help with that Northeast area. So I think this is a slam dunk hire for Dale State just off of PR. I don't know how his coaching is going to be, but just off of PR and his excitement, I think it's a good one.
I'm gonna start by I'm gonna grade it a D for scratching my darn head. I don't get it. I understand what you're saying about the brand, the name, the glitz, the glamour, but at the end of the day, what do we have to show? What does his resume show? I mean, don't get me wrong, lifelong Eagles fan sitting here. I still don't get it. And even when it comes to how I say composure, making decisions in during tough moments of the game, down in distance. I mean, there is other coaches that that take up the sideline, but they're enveloped in other parts of the game. Hitting the sideline, grabbing the chalkboard, drawing up plays, stuff like that. But when it comes out to make decisions, when to take a timeout, when to make certain decisions on the field, things like that. What pedigree do we know of him outside of I can bring kids to this school, I can bring talent to this school? I mean, recruiting is only one aspect of college football, especially at the HBCU level. There's only one aspect. Outside of that, what do we have to show at any level? High school, Pee Wee, Pop Warner.
He's coaching at Cal Poly. He was
Yeah, he
coaching
coached
at
high school. Mm-hmm.
For how long?
I don't know.
Maybe a year or so.
He was coaching high school. I get
Was
what
it
you're saying. I just want to say,
Did he go-
I just want to put out there that he was coaching high school. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did he go state like Teddy B?
Well, he wasn't the head coach, I don't think.
I think they won he wasn't the head coach, but I think they did win got to the state championship game in their division.
But I get what you're saying. I didn't want to step on that. I just want to make sure. I just want
Yeah.
to say that he was coaching high school. He wasn't the head coach though. In your point, he was not a head coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of said the gist of my point already, but not to say that I hate it. I just don't get it. And maybe this is probably one of the things that bear fruit. Within the season, I can see the selection because he's still very close to the next generation. He's still very much of a notable name. We still know the likeness of his days in Philly. Even when you mentioned pulling some recruits from that DMV area, even when he had his time in Washington, he was pretty good out there still. So from his likeness on the field, grade A hire. But when it comes to what we know of him as a coach, I don't know. It pales in comparison to what we just talked about with A&T. We know he has pedigree. Now we go here to Deshaun, we don't know.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, that matters. That does matter.
That does matter. That's a fact.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, for me looking at it in terms of the kind of hire, like you said, for brand and bringing notoriety to Delaware State, I think it's an A. Yeah, that's big because Delaware football hadn't been good in a long time. So if you can bring some publicity and some eyes to it, I know he's done brought a bunch of guys in. He's opening up a California pipeline to the HBCUs on the East Coast. I know some of the schools in the SWAC used to get guys from California, but very few of them on the East Coast get guys from California. So if he can open up that pipeline and get some players in, I think all of that is a good thing. And with the eyes on it, people going to be looking because of who he is. But now, like I'm saying, just like you said, Kenny, not from a coaching, we don't know what it's going to be coaching wise, how it's going to fit. But the thing I'm saying is, okay, you had a coach that won one game last year, and I think 2 the other year, they fired him. And the worst thing you could do if it don't go well, they can fire him too. Because eventually it's all gonna come down to wins and losses. So don't care what his name is or what he does. If he don't win, if he goes one game, 2 games, eventually they're gonna say, well, this ain't working out. But it's worth a try. Because they've been finding everybody else been doing it. So I'm saying I see it. Now I'm not a big celebrity coach guy myself. I actually don't like it. But from in Delaware's looking at it from Delaware's viewpoint, I can see why Delaware State would make that move. And if it works out for him, that's beautiful. If he gets there and get guys around him and coach good, they start winning. That's gonna be really beautiful because he start winning, he gonna start getting everybody.
Yeah.
If he starts winning, he gonna get a lot of players. But if he don't, hey, all you can say, rack it up. Hey, we tried it. We got the publicity. Our attendance was up. We made a little bit of money, and now we got to let him go.
I also think another thing that we got to keep in mind with this, right? Just me knowing the intricate parts of Dale State and you know what I'm saying, following me at football. Mm-hmm. They fired the AD too. Before that, Delaware State football had lost the fan base. They had lost the alumni with the last hire that she made because who she fired. When she fired Rod Milstead, who had them almost have a winning season for the first time in 20 years, had them going good. He's an alum. He was a former pro. The alumni loved him. He was going the right direction. And all of a sudden, she fired him and brought Lee Hall in. That killed any momentum they had in the fan base and stuff. So like I said, I'm not a big celebrity hire. I mean, okay, but with what Delaware State is trying to promote and get down the pipeline with what they're building, as far as facility wise, it's good to have a name that maybe help you bring in more sponsorships to help you pay for these facilities that you're bringing in. I mean, they already got a lot of it locked down. They're already building a new stadium. Like I said, they're already building one of the state of the art, like that facility building. From what the diagram showed, that rivals like some Group of 5 stuff. That's nice stuff they got. And I think they needed alumni support to come back because of the firing of Rod Milstead. If she never fired Rod Milstead, he's still the coach, and Delaware State is probably contending for me at championships. She fired him, hired Lee Hall, and they ended up firing her because that didn't work out. Nobody really cared. Lee Hall didn't really galvanize the fan base, right? And like my dad said, Delaware State been losing for a long time, so it's not like A&T is a brand. You got some other schools that are brands. They don't need that bump. I get wins and losses going to do it, but at the end of the day, if it don't work, you can always fire them and get somebody else. I think they needed a jolt of energy after the Lee Hall year, after them 2 Lee Hall years when nobody was happy. I mean, I couldn't find no Dale State fan that liked that hire. I don't know. Did you see anybody, Daddy, that liked that hire?
No, I didn't. I didn't think nobody cared for the hire. And like you're saying, they needed to bring the alumni. Now it's got not just the alumni. You got the people in the local area. You got people that's just fans of Deshaun Jackson. You bringing a lot of different eyes, and Delaware State could use that hype on their football program. You better believe you ain't gonna have a game with 1,000 people at it. You're gonna have them games gonna be about sold out. So
and then
from that standpoint, I agree with it.
They only built like 11,000 seat stadium because they're not that. It's up north. I mean, everybody know what Dale is. Dale is the HBCU way up north. So like I said, if you bring some money, get a joke. But like you said, I agree with you, Kenny. It comes down to wins and losses. That's what it's gonna come down to. But I ain't gonna lie, I scratched my head too when Deshaun Jackson got hired. But now, when you think about the whole picture, why not get a dude? You had an alumni. I really feel like because you can't ask the Rod Milstead to come back. That's who people want to come back, but you can't ask that man to come back after she fired him the way she did. You can't ask.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's the alumni want back for real. Yeah. And I think if they had asked him, he might have came back. But the new AD is known in Delaware. He's like, you got that guy. He's known in Delaware. You had that with Deshaun Jackson. Now we can go talk to local businesses in Delaware and maybe help us get some sponsorship because with the AD and Deshaun, and we can help bring some money in here. You know, you already was losing to begin with. So what's the worst thing that can happen? You can lose some money.
Right. Now, all of a sudden, let's say it is a joke. It is a joke in just not only for the school but for the community. You know, they're up there. So now all of a sudden, you're the biggest game in town. You know, I don't know what all the sites and attractions are in Delaware. I don't want to get up here and start lying. But let's say, to Pop's point, that pipeline from the West Coast over here to Delaware is something. It is a spring of youth, or added some more zest to that roster, and that start bearing fruit along with the transfers he was able to lock in over this winter. So let's say come next season, you the biggest game in town between Howard. Well, you are the big. Was it the farthest school up north? Yeah. But now you got your own dominion, and I could be completely wrong. You know what I'm saying? And now there's egg on my face, but I'm just looking at that's the best case scenario. Yeah. You know. So
my biggest thing though, what Pops did say, if he wins, if I'm Morgan and Howard, I'm nervous if he wins because them Maryland boys will start going up. Delaware and Maryland ain't that far apart from each other.
Yeah, they flipping.
So if he wins, them Maryland boys will go to Delaware to play for Deshaun Jackson. And if he can get a California pipeline, then mess around and get a Maryland pipeline, along with the New Jersey kids he's going to get, stuff like that, it's players there for him.
It's very possible. Very possible.
He got to win. If he win, I'm nervous if I'm Morgan State.
Yeah, if he win, the whole MAC got to be put on notice.
Yeah. You talking about a lot of, and to Ann's point, that Jersey pipeline down to, because it ain't nothing new for a DMV kid to go to Townsend. That's right there in Baltimore. You know, just a few more miles up the road, Dale State ain't nothing. So it's very likely to flip a lot of them recruits that's thinking they going to Howard or thinking they going to Bowie. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing.
Yeah. So let's do, you know, the best hire. Yeah. So behold, that Mike Vick is our coach, baby. So we got first. I didn't like it because I don't like the celebrity thing. But then I had to realize for a second. People had to tell me. Kenny had to tell me. People had to tell me who Mike Vick is to the 757. It don't get no bigger. Only AI is AI Mike Vick Ronald Curry. We all know that. That's 7-5.
Yeah.
And now he is the head coach of Norfolk State football. I'm excited about it. He brought a joke, like, and the impact of it. Every time Mike Vick does something, they talked about how he just got this quarterback. That was on ESPN stuff. Like the 2 recruits that he the lockdown that we know about has been on ESPN, like Ticker and ESPN apps, and like and stuff like that. So everything that he's doing is really causing national media to come. And for me, it's a lot of players in the 7-5. It's a lot of players that went off to play somewhere else. They might be in the transfer portal from the 7-5. We got the facilities. We got the money. It's a sleeping giant. If Mike Vick wins, like this could take Norfolk State to the next level. You're talking about tons of money. Talking about 25, 30,000 people a game. You talking about bringing the not only national out, but bringing the area out to 7-5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I already told Kenny, like that Battle of the Bay is in Hampton. Hampton gonna try to fit 15, 20,000 people in that little stadium. They're gonna try to do it. I don't know how to do it, but they're gonna try to do it.
We'll be in the parking lot.
They're gonna try to fit 20 in that stadium. I don't know how Hampton gonna do it, but they're gonna try to fit 20 in that stadium.
Not gonna happen.
Again, the same questions with Deshaun. Don't know what it's gonna be. But with us, we went and got the young coach, the young hot coach from Virginia State. Didn't work out. Went and got the seasoned coach in Dawson Odom that won multiple SWAC division championships, went to the SWAC championship game, proven winner, didn't work out. Why not? Why not hire a celebrity and see what happens? Like, worst case scenario, you know what I'm saying? We be 4-8 again, you know.
Yeah.
But I think Mike Vick on the recruiting trails, kids from the 7-5 are gonna want to come play for Vick.
It is. He's
gonna
clean house.
And then, if you start looking at your favorite Power 4 teams or Group of 5 teams, it's a lot of 7-5-7 kids on them teams that might be in the portal now. You know, so I think it's a slam dunk hire. I wasn't with it at first. Mike Vick is the head coach. I was gonna support it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. I don't care who we hire. But I think we don't know who his coaches is, but I'm hearing some of the coaches he's getting. Heard about the offensive line coach he's getting. I heard rumblings that Aaron Brooks might be the OC. I don't know that for a fact. That's what I'm hearing because he is coaching right now. I'm hearing some other people names that I don't know if true or not, but I think put some good coaches around Vic. I think Vic does know what he's talking about. He's a little laid back, but I think he's gonna be able to recruit well, promote the school. I like the hire.
Yeah, I agree with you. And now to Kenny's point, all of the point previously, this is just like Deshaun Jackson, except Mike Vick is from the 757, and that's the big difference. It's Deshaun Jackson, but he's from there. And if he can get there and he can keep those guys from the 757, if he put a fence around the 757, so except like, you know, the FBS kids gonna go FBS, but the other kids that go FCS and the bounce backs come back to him. Because I know our team at A&T, we had a lot of kids from the 757 on our team. And now everybody's scared that he gonna lock that down and keep all those kids there. And if he can keep the kids in the 757 there, and like I said, we gotta see what he's gonna do as a coach. I don't know who he puts around him, but if he keeps them kids there and they start winning, that's gonna be even bigger than your boy at Delaware State. If Mike Vick get to Norfolk and Norfolk start winning, oh my goodness, it's gonna woo. Now that's gonna be something big. And like I say, I see that he don't have any experience, but the difference between him and Deshaun is he's from the area. He's a area legend. So it's still all about wins and losses. But if he gets up in there and he wins, goodness, that's gonna be woo. I know Deshaun, but Deshaun ain't no human highlight film, Michael Vick. So that's gonna be a different boy. If he wins, it's gonna be scary.
If he win, I don't know how I'm gonna get to the game. You gotta get to the game early.
Yeah, nah. You gonna be taking that little metro rail over there to get to it. It's just, bro. It's to Pop's point. It's very different, right? To where you have transplants being your head coach. What we've seen before in HBCU, like Dion. He from Fort Myers, Florida, coaching in Jackson State, Mississippi.
Yep.
With Deshaun, he from Cali, coaching at Dale State. I think Eddie George is from Philly, coaching at Tennessee State. You have somebody, a homegrown kid,
a legend,
back at home, did all the work, went around the world twice and came back home. And just like that same esteem that I was just mentioning with Deshaun, like, yeah, we know you're like this, that. It was never the Mike Vick effect. It was never up to the hype that Mike Vick was. Mr. 2-time $100 million contract earner. Now it was never Mike Vick.
Yep.
So again, I want to throw out my old argument that I used with Deshaun because the notoriety that Mike Vick has, it would supersede it. It's very much when Deion stepped foot on Jackson, it's like, hey, y'all come with me. I can, whether that's his who you say might get to be OC, Aaron Brooks.
Yeah.
If it's Aaron Brooks, come on. If it's somebody from Roddy White to come coach the wide receiver, I don't know, just picking old Falcons players. If it's Roddy White to come coach the receivers, let's do it. Brian Finnan, what I'm saying? Name all the old guys, come back and coach my boys up. He gonna have his pick.
And it's a lot of NFL players that's coaching now that's from the 7-5. It's just that's from the, like, these cats, like, it's some coaches, it's gonna be some coaches on the staff that know Vic because they grew up together. That's coaching. That's from, like, the I know the O-line coach is from Hampton, went to UVA. That's confirmed. He's actually hired. But yeah, it's just, I think the difference with Vic, and it sounds bad because he is the head coach. I'm not saying the man can't coach, but I don't need Vic to be the X's and O's guys. We can go pay somebody, pay an off the court and defensive coordinator 150, 160 to be the one, wherever we pay them to be the X's and O's and coach the position coaches. Vic can be the figurehead. Vic can bring the boys from the 7-5 in when they come to recruiting visit. You meet Mike Vick. You meet Mike Vick. You know what I'm saying? So
there you go. That's all you need.
Yep. Yep. That's it.
That's what I think, and that's why I think at first I wasn't with it because I was so against celebrity hires because I saw how it went at Jackson, but it's different. Like you said, it's home. This is home.
Yeah, it's way different.
You're not gonna talk so much crazy about home. This is home. Like, you got people that's here that know you, that live here. Your wife went to Hampton. HBCUs. He said he grew up watching Norfolk State. He's been in Norfolk State games as a kid. He knew about it, and I think you got the full support of everybody in the 7-5, the whole community. I think if he win, next level. Norfolk State. Told y'all we're a sleeping giant. We got the facilities. We got the money. We just need, if we start winning in football like we win in basketball, attendance is gonna go through the roof, and that's gonna make a ton of money.
Y'all got 30,000 seat stadium.
30,000, the biggest on-campus stadium in FCS, almost.
Yep.
If not the biggest.
I think y'all may be the biggest. If we do not the biggest. Yeah, it's gonna be
30,000.
hard. Y'all gonna be tops in the 10. Only people that might beat y'all is Jackson State because they play in that big old vet. But y'all are gonna average. Yeah, cause y'all already in the top 10. Y'all start winning. Y'all gonna be
We
one
average
or
we
two
average about
easily.
18,000 a year. We sorry and average 18,000.
That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, y'all gonna be the top two. If not one, you're gonna be number two. So yes, I get it. But like you said, it just the same with Deshaun. It's just to another level. There's another level with Mike Vick, if he win, goodness gracious, kid from
And,
North
and
Carolina, kid from the 757, kid from all over. That joker win.
And
He can.
like I said about Deshaun, I think Vic when it makes other coaches in the media, because like you said, if he wall off 7-5, that make William Mary nervous. That make Richmond nervous. That makes who else in the VA? All these like Townsend nervous. That all the people that come around. Because of course, Power 4 gonna be Power 4.
Yeah.
Hell's gonna make ODU nervous. They don't want to. They gonna make
Yeah,
ODU.
ODU gonna make ODU nervous.
Yeah,
All of them.
like,
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt
Eastern
Central. It's gonna
Carolina,
hurt A&T. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt about the. It's gonna hurt Howard. It's gonna hurt a bunch of people.
yeah. So that's gonna be
the last thing. Well, let me not say the last thing, but the one thing that would have set this thing over the moon. Y'all don't even have to be like defensive stalwarts. If Norfolk State just go complete air raid, y'all just put an exciting product on the field. Just go complete air raid next year, Texas Tech style. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like,
you gotta play.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
run the ball, Dan.
Here's what I'm saying. I mean, Jackson State wasn't skunking folks. You know what I'm saying? Week in, week out. But my thing is, if we put it
team, the Deion team.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, Deion, they threw the ball. This Jackson, the one that actually won the Celebration Bowl, though.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm referring to, the Deion's era. Yeah, they wasn't skunking folks, but it was exciting. It was exciting to watch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just talking about the product of the game.
Yeah,
You're working with something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna be big time if like you said, it's a win-win. Because if it don't work out, like you said, you can always let him go if it don't work out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if it work out, it's gonna be explosive.
Yeah.
God bless you.
So so that now we done talked two celebrities. I want to get to a coach who also is a celebrity in his own right. Sam Shade. Hold on, can't see it. There we go. Bam. Sam Shade got hired as the head coach of Alabama A&M. I think, and I like my Vic hire, and I like A&T hire. I personally think this is probably the best hire. One of the best. Another person we're going to talk about one of the two best hires this whole coaching cycle to me. Sam Shade, head coach of Miles. Before that, he played at Alabama, was the captain on the Alabama team that won that championship with Gene Stallings. Coached Alabama high school football. Came to Miles. Won it after Miles was like sorry. Came to Miles, got Miles right in 2 years, went to the playoffs and won their first playoff game in Division II. Knows Alabama like the back of his hand. People say he's like behind, like far as the FCS guys and the low mid-tier guys, probably one of the best recruiters in Alabama. It took a long time to make this hire. I thought this was a no-brainer, but Sam Shade, Alabama A&M, Alabama known guy, knows the state of Alabama, won at Miles. I don't see how me personally, if you had a slam dunk hire, I really don't see how this. You don't get no worse than what you got with Connell. I think like at worst you get like 6-6, but at best I can see him leading them to like a SWAC championship game. So if he could do what he did in Miles, with Sam Shade.
Yep, that's true. Now, like you said, it's not a big celebrity hire, but for Alabama A&M to get an Alabama guy that played at the university, was a high school coach, won a state championship, was at Miles, and got Miles in 2 years to the Division II playoffs, won a game, and then lost to the team that went to the national championship game. So, yeah, and for Alabama A&M to really not really known as a football school. They're more of a basketball school, from what I understand. So that's for where they are and where they're at in their football journey. He the perfect person. So it's an A plus. It's an A plus for his fit. So if he can come in there and do what he did at Miles and get the kids in Alabama, he knows all the high school coaches. Alabama A&M could be a threat in the SWAC. So get from a place of X and O, the football guy, been football, played football, coach, been coaching. It's a perfect hire for A&M. It's more akin to like Sean Gibbs, but with a little bit more because he's such a Alabama guy all the way around.
Yeah. Now, and to piggyback off that, what we have here is same with Gibbs. We have another A plus coaching resume. You know, his time at Miles, his time even at the professional level with the Cleveland Browns. He was the assistant special teams coach.
Forgot about that.
I did too. Wow.
He was the DB's coach at Georgia State and Sanford. Again, Sanford back in Alabama. So we're talking about again right back at home. So just a real coaching resume. Like again, if it wasn't for Gibbs, head and shoulders above the rest. I could do nothing but clap for that. That was a very good hire for A&M. And again, threats again in the SWAC.
I didn't know you had all that. Kenny, you did your homework on that one.
Bruh,
I mean, like I said, it took a long, like me and my dad talked about it like a lot of times. I think A&M was going away for a celebrity hiring, but I think they made the right decision. This would have been done for me soon as that touchdown. This would have been done for me soon as he lost that game to Valdosta State. It was a no-brainer to me. Alabama through and through. Beat Alabama State. Connell couldn't beat Eddie Robb. He beat Eddie Robb at Alabama State.
Yeah, that's true.
And we know how Alabama is. Going back to when we talked the last time with Pops, that Magic City Classic, that's all. Hey, that's the game he got to win. He beat Eddie Robb at Miles. So that's one knock for him. And like he coached high school football, won a state championship, knows Alabama. You talking about somebody that can go talk and get these Alabama boys to come?
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, for me at worst, what you had Connell kept you what, 6-6?
Around 500.
Yeah. So I think this hire, it took a long time, but I think A&M got the right guy.
Yeah.
Didn't
he go undefeated in his conference last year?
Yeah. He beat everybody.
Yep.
Miles went undefeated and then won their first game, and it wasn't close. Won their first playoff game and beat them boys beat Lenore Ryan, I want to say.
He beat somebody kind of bad. Yeah. So, it's the perfect hire. If you're trying to build a football program, and A&M wasn't really a big time football school and not known, a lot of history, but for what you're trying to do, that's the man they had to hire. That's the right hire. If he can get them where they want to be, because Alabama A&M got okay facilities. Them Alabama HBCUs, Alabama State and Alabama A&M, they have a little more revenue than the rest of them. If they can get that rolling, they have a chance to be a problem they'll be a problem to FAMU and Jackson in that eastern part of the conference.
It's a basketball school. They really go back. So if you get them alumni hyped up about football,
it'll be big.
Like Alabama got some money. They got some money.
Yeah, Alabama and them have a little bit of down there close to Huntsville. They got a little bit of money. Yeah, they can do it. That's a perfect hire for them. If you ask me, that's perfect.
Yeah. Last one for us HBCUs. Let me share this hire right here is my number one hire, even more than Mike Vick, Auntie. This hire right here, I think, was the best hire to me. Jermaine Jackson to Prairie View A&M. I think you talking about he went to was a coach at Valdosta State, Division II. Went to the national championship game this year, lost the national championship game. Been the coach at Valdosta State, coached at Texas Southern, played at Texas Southern in Houston, is from Houston, knows Texas, proven winner. I think Prairie View got them a coach. Now, you want to talk about a school that got some money? If they start winning, A&M got Prairie View A&M. Ain't many more people got more money than Prairie View A&M as far as HBCU sports. Because they got what? I think they got a dedicated football field. They don't even share track space with their football.
Yeah, they got that football field. I think they got the biggest budget. Used to have one of the top budgets in HBCU sports. Well, HBCU, if not number one, they right up there. They way up there, but they really don't really get into the football. But they not a football. They were a little bit when your guy from FAMU that was there. They got into it, but if he can get them excited and get them winning, and he knows Texas and can keep some of them Texas boys, the ones that don't go to the big schools, to come to the Prairie View, man, he gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem out there. It's him, and that's a real guy. I'm like you. That may be the best hire of all of them for potential, from what he could do, and for potential. And for him at Prairie View, you turn Prairie View back into a football school. They have some history in football, but if you can get him in there and they start playing and he start getting them winning, it's going to be a problem in the SWAC.
And it's so many boys in Texas that play. Texas is one of them. Like I heard another YouTuber say, Texas is one of them. As long as you know what you're looking for, you can find somebody. You can find players in Texas. Everybody play football in Texas.
That's right. You can find
town. Everybody play football in Texas. So he's from Houston. If he can get boys from that Houston area, you know, a lot of players in that area. Maybe stretch out Louisiana. What's Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Get some boys from Louisiana too to come.
Yeah, you know.
He knows HBCUs, coached at HBCUs, coached at two of the top Division II schools. Played at Texas Southern from Houston. I like the hire, and I think Prairie View knew when they let Bubba McDowell go that Tremaine Jackson was their guy, and Texas Southern is crazy for not hiring them last year.
They screwed that up. Texas Southern screwed that up, and now Prairie View gonna be coming in and tearing them up. That was ridiculous because, like you said, there's so many players. Think of how many FCS. They got all them FBS team, but all them FCS teams. You know, like he could, if he get there and start winning at Prairie View, he could start pulling those guys from them up. He could be the number one destination for the kids that go FCS in the state of Texas. And he does that, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be rough on everybody.
They got Prairie View got nice facilities and got money to spend.
Yeah,
got money to spend. So
now people start coming to the games and stuff like that, and they start winning. Oh, it's gonna be that's gonna be a problem. That'll be more like a problem that they can do that. That'll be more like a problem that if Vic wins. How Norfolk would be is about the same thing down there in Prairie View, except he's got the coaching experience. But that could turn Prairie View could take it to a whole nother level in the SWAC.
Yeah, I really see. I'm not trying to get ahead like we just foreshadowing. If he do what he did with Division II schools, I see them winning a SWAC championship, and I don't think it's gonna take that long. I don't think it's gonna take that long.
Me neither.
I'm thinking like in 2, maybe 3 years, you see them at the Celebration Bowl.
I wouldn't be surprised. Because
the SWAC West ain't that hard. I mean, you got Grambling, okay. You got Southern. Southern is usually decent. But you got Pine Bluff, and they can't keep players. Texas Southern ain't all that. You know, I can see them get to the SWAC championship game and winning and being in the Celebration Bowl in a couple of years. From what I see from his track record of what he's done, and since he's been in Valdosta State for that minute, he has a Georgia connect too, so he can maybe pull some boys from Georgia.
Yeah, you didn't think about that because he probably got a Georgia and a Florida connect. Because Valdosta is just right above the Florida line. He probably got a Georgia and a Florida connection.
And then add that with them being in Texas. That's
Texas, Louisiana, right there. Yeah,
it's gonna be a problem. Big problem.
You got anything, Kenny?
Nah, man, I'm not too learned on Tremaine, but I do know of his history in Valdosta. So again, right there at the two schools, successful, good resume. Again, I'm very much of how they fare in the recruiting process, and just how spread out he is amongst in Texas, to Louisiana, and Pop made a good point about him sitting right there on that Florida Georgia line. That's usually the key for getting talent in the building. You know, I know you as good as coaching, but you are even better as the talent you can get in the building. And I think he ain't gonna have no shortage on that. So and he know ball. He know ball. So former D tackle, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I think he can do some good things down there.
Yeah. Before we move on to NFL, I do want to highlight two coaches that's not HBCU, but have HBCU ties that I do want to do well, that I'm going to wish them well on. Willie Simmons at FIU probably should have got the job before he went to Duke. I think Willie Simmons is a really good coach, probably the coach that got the best chance from HBCU coaching to go Power 4. I think Willie Simmons is a really good coach, and I want to wish him well at Florida International. He's a Florida guy. I heard he's bringing the defensive coordinator with him. I heard Smitty joined as defensive coordinator there. So he already has ties to Florida. He should have had the job 2 years ago when he applied for it. But you know how that go. I ain't gonna hash that out on this YouTube space. But I do wish him the best at Florida International. You know, I hope he does well so he can really reach where he needs to be. I think Willie Simmons is a really good coach. And what's the other person I'm thinking of?
Jerry Mack
at Kennesaw State. Jerry Mack, the former Central head coach that went to the Celebration Bowl, got the head coaching job at Kennesaw State after a stint of being a big time recruiter for Tennessee.
I know
he left to be the OC at Rice with a guy. Then he jumped around a little bit. He stayed at Tennessee for a while as running back coach, but could recruit very well for Tennessee. Recruited a lot of players. Some of your best players that Tennessee had, he recruited. So
he was a coach with the Jaguars when he took this job.
Yeah, so then he's a pro coach too. So I'll Jerry Mack with Kennesaw State right there. Want to wish him the best too. HBCU ties. I always want to see them coaches do well because maybe it can open up and say, hey, these guys really can coach in HBCU.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, I hope both of them do well. You know, I would think that Willie would probably, to me, just looking at it, would be one more set up because he's in Florida, from Florida. Mm-hmm. But, you know, Jerry Mack can do well, too. He's a good coach. It's all about who you can get up in there.
Yeah. All about how you recruit. So, talking about college, want to get into some of these NFL coaching. Because some of them got me scratching my head and some of them got me like scratching my head. All of them got me scratching my head. We talked about a little bit on the podcast. If you didn't watch on Monday, you can go back and watch on the YouTube channel, like, follow, subscribe. Gerard Mayo. Like, it's funny when people do stuff and then try to when they start explaining too much for what they did, you know they were doing some bull crap. Like this whole PR press conference. When have you seen an owner come to a press conference about firing a coach? He ain't fired the GM. He just fired the coach. Now, sometimes the owner do a press conference when they fire both. They fired a coach. He's like, oh, I always loved Gerard. I put him in a bad situation. It was 1 year with a bad team. And for all the people that said he should have been fired because they lost the number one pick, the man told Joe Milton that he wasn't going to play. He was going to be starting at kickoff. They weren't trying to win that game. But you can't tell the boys to lose. They weren't trying to win that game. He told Joe Milton at kickoff that he was going to be the starter. The boy said he didn't even know he was going to start this week. They didn't prep like it. He didn't practice like it. They told him kickoff he was going to start.
Oh, Joe Milton started that game and won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to Anthony's point, the fans got mad because he won the dang game. But the thing, and I'm with Joe Milton on this because he kind of hopped on his socials and said a thing or two about it. Joe Milton said his words verbatim was like, "Hey guys, I haven't played a down of football since preseason. You daggone right, I'm gonna get up there and show out when I get a chance to play."
He got up on the press conference. They told him at kickoff that he was gonna start. He didn't know he was gonna play. So that's a way how you saying I'm not trying to win this game.
It was
you can't tell guys not to play hard. You can't tell them not to play hard.
No, you can't tell guys. The guys, some of them guys not gonna be there next year. They auditioning for other teams.
Putting film on tape on putting film out there so I can get on another team or get to another training camp. So I don't understand it. He won just as many games as Bill Belichick won. Team ain't no good. Don't really got no players. Had a young quarterback. I don't know what they expected the man to do. I don't get this. I think if you wanted to hire Vrabel, you should have hired him last year.
And I think that's it. They just wanted to hire Vrabel. They just wanted to get rid of him because you knew the man wasn't going to be. You knew he wasn't going to be good this year. That's my big problem with it. You know, I don't follow a lot of pro coaches, but I wanted Mayo to do good. But you know, you set the man up. You knew the man wasn't going to have no good team, and then try to say, okay, we're going to fire him because he started off good, but they finished so bad. They was going to be bad anyway.
Thank you.
They was going to be bad anyway. Now, you can say something if the year 2 he didn't improve, but you're going to fire the man after 1 year. That's a dirty dog trick. You know, I'd rather you come out and say, excuse me, just say, hey, we've hired him, but we're looking at somebody with more experienced coach, and so we fired him. People may talk junk at you, but they ain't gonna say no more than they're saying now. That's a punk move. You can't do that's a punk move.
At least at the end of the day, you being honest about what you're doing and not
exactly
just, not trying to lie to our face. But here's my point about this whole Mike Vrabel speculation. Who the heck is Mike? And excuse me, Pop. Who the heck is Mike Vrabel? Dude's sitting right above 500 in his overall coaching record. Yeah, he had coached for a couple seasons, but what does it matter if you're not winning? What does it matter?
You're right. Mike Vrabel, I don't know why people think Mike Vrabel that good a coach. He ain't do that. He had one okay season at Tennessee or 2.
But and another thing, and Kenny, I'm gonna let you go. From Mike Vrabel's standpoint, he did an interview with some other teams. What makes that Patriots job a good job if the Bears offer me a job? At least I got a quarterback. Why would I not take their Bears job?
Yeah, but he may think that Drake May is his quarterback.
Well, I mean,
he got a lot of offers. He got a lot of offers. Like Mike Vrabel is the hot topic. So
well, not me. I'm like you. I probably would take the shit. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Between the Patriots job and just seeing who he is, Chicago in that division, Chicago playing, that's gonna be rough. Yeah. Everybody good. Everybody made the playoffs except for Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about what I can do, it might be better to be at up in New England.
Yeah.
Not saying New England is the best, just looking at who your competition is. But I'm like you. I don't think Vrabel that good a coach. I think he can go a lot different ways. I don't think Vrabel can really coach. I think he would better off hiring Brian Flores. And no, ain't gonna do that.
Ain't gonna do that.
No, ain't gonna hire Brian Flores. He ain't gonna be it. But I don't think Vrabel's that good of a coach.
No. Brian Flores. Yeah, that'd be too much like right. That'd be too much.
That'd be too much like right. You're right. That'd be too much like right.
They're gonna interview him, but they ain't gonna hire him.
Yeah. You know how we know how this goes. But
they're not gonna interview him. I don't think they're gonna interview him.
They already interviewed Byron Leftwich. I said,
that was just for the Rooney Rule. So that's what makes me mad. Exactly. Don't do me. I wouldn't talk to him. You wasn't gonna never hire Brian Leftwich or that other coach, black coach you talked to. You're not gonna never hire him.
You can invite them all in there. You can invite Bieniemy. You can invite Aaron Glenn. You can invite all of them in there.
Why you gonna announce that? You just did that to meet a meet a requirement. You wasn't gonna never. You
Right.
ain't never really considered hiring that guy.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah, I don't think if you ain't going to me, I'm gonna get on the moon rule because that's not what we're talking about. But you know, don't just talk to somebody to satisfy something. If you ain't think you ain't really interested in trying to let them clowns hire who they want to hire and let them be.
Right.
That's why a bunch of them stay sorry. They
Exactly.
keep on they hire jokers because they think everybody else want them. And that's why a lot of these teams in NFL stay sorry. Not to talk about some other team, if y'all know because they're not hiring the new coach, but that's why a lot of these jokers stay where they're at. They hit lightning in the bottle in New England because they had a quarterback. And when the quarterback left, Bill Belichick didn't look that high because Bill Belichick is a defensive guy. He can coach up defense. You had the quarterback. So that's what they won. You play good defense and you had a quarterback, then go win it for you. Let him stay close, he'll win it for you. When the quarterback that win it for you left, that's it.
I say,
Yeah, they just had they arguably had the best quarterback in the history of the NFL on their team. And that's why they won all them and they played good defense.
Right. And even in that, they was winning those games. I can't tell you how many games they won within a 3-point margin.
Yeah.
At that. So,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
take
Now,
that
Bill
away.
Belichick was a good defensive coach, a good defensive mind. He could take what you
Early
want to
years,
do
yeah.
away, and he had an offense. It's basically just about what Andy Reid doing out there now with Patrick Mahomes. You can play good defense, keep it
Andy Reid
close.
got really good receivers though. Tom Brady ain't had no good
You know,
receivers.
see, yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference. But they had good tight ends. He had good tight ends, and he had Randy Moss that one year. And that's the best record they ever had. That first year it was with Randy, but that's how it works. So don't act like everything is so amazing. Now, Bill Belichick was a good coach, but once you ain't got no quarterback, he ain't no offensive guy. So you know what they want to do. They trying to develop a coach. You're gonna hire an offensive guy, but what you gonna do? So you know, but it did Mayo wrong. You had him there, and you don't give him the job. If you didn't think it was ready, why you didn't? Why you hired him? You should have just brought somebody else in and made the new coach keep him on the staff or let him go about his business.
Yeah. But here's why, and here's what, my bad, Pop, if I'm cutting you off. But
No, you fine.
Here's why I hate the move even more. Because you have an empty cupboard, or you had an empty cupboard last year. And Ant noticed, we said this at the top of last season. You had an empty cupboard going into last season. Now going into this 2025 season, you have what? You have 9 draft picks going into this draft. You have over $100 million in cap space going into this draft. If you believe Drake May is your guy, then you already have a quarterback going into this draft. Now you finally have things to fight with, unlike what he had going into 2024 season. Now you have something to fight with, and just like that, you done turned it over to Mike Vrabel. Don't get me started on this YouTube.
So basically, the narrative is in. So Mike Vrabel's going to look good because that's what you laid it out. $100 million in cap space is a lot of money to spend. You got 9 draft picks. You can parlay that into players, more picks, whatever you want.
And you picking at the top of the round,
and you can trade that and get even more.
Thank you.
You ain't got to pick at number 9 or whatever they at number 5. You can trade down a few.
They had number 5 or 6.
They were in the top. They still up there.
So still top 10.
Everybody mad they lost the first pick. Say you don't get, so say Travis was your guy. Or one of the top 3 guys was your guy. Like Dad said, somebody gonna want that pick, and you can trade into more picks.
Oh yeah,
you
trade down. Yeah, you trade down because you're probably looking for O lineman, D lineman. You're looking for some of everything. Try to find them needed receivers. You know, you're looking for all kinds of stuff. A running back, you could trade down. You got a lot of leeway. Plus, you can go target somebody in free agency if you're willing to spend the money to try to get an immediate upgrade.
And the things that you just said, some of this you just said, it's not a heavy quarterback draft, but it is a deep receiver draft, and it is a deep running back draft. You can get it. There's gonna be some good running backs, like the man from. You got a lot of running backs. Like my man from North Carolina, he projected as a 2nd round pick or late 2nd round pick. You got a lot of running backs and receivers in this draft. So if you do need that, maybe you trade down get your O lineman, a D lineman that you like, and now you got room to get other positions. So I ain't get pissed off about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's easy to do when you think about it, because they sitting right there at number 4 in the draft. I just looked. So within those first 3 picks, you got to think some team is fighting to get up there in that first 3 to get either
the
Cam
Raiders
or
are definitely fighting. Raiders are fighting to get up there.
Yeah, to get Cam or Shador.
The Raiders
right?
need a quarterback, so they're gonna fight to get a quarterback.
So at whether it's pick 3 or 4, you still got your pick of the litter of who you want in that draft.
Call the Giants. You know they ain't picking one of them quarterbacks.
I think the Giants. The Giants sitting at 3. They trying to get.
They'll trade down. They ain't picking up them quarterbacks.
They're looking for an excuse to get out of there. But
they're gonna try to get. They're gonna take Kirk Cousins, JJ McCarthy. They're gonna take Kirk Cousins.
No question.
What's your boy down in New Orleans that's hurt?
Oh, Derek Carr.
They're gonna do something stupid like that. But that's a whole other stupid situation right there.
They
so
might call Phillip Rivers.
They waiting for RT.
They might call Phillip Rivers out of retirement or something. But speaking of the Giants, they kept their people. That made me scratch my head more than the Jerron Mayo stuff. Because I was like, how both of y'all keep y'all job? I thought Dayball might keep his job, but the GM too, after it's on film, your dysfunction is on film. And that was behind closed doors. It was on, even your own son told you to draft Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
You let Saquon walk, and now he's jumping backwards over folks. You know what I'm saying? Like ran 2,000 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so the GM know now I can do anything I want to do. I can trade anybody I want to trade because that man ain't trying to fire none of us. Now I get Dayball because he just coaching. But I don't know how in the world that GM kept his job. So if he keep his job, ain't nothing so that's why I'm saying he ain't got to take no quarterback. The man gonna let him do what he want to do. He could trade out of that top pick and get him some more draft picks and get him a bridge quarterback. Heck, he could bring Aaron Rodgers in for a year.
But the thing about it though, the joker that you kept over Saquon and them, you end up cutting. He ain't on your team no more.
No. He on Minnesota team. It don't make no sense. So I think that joker do anything they want to, but they're not drafting no quarterback. If they draft a quarterback, it might be in the second round. They'll end up getting. Well, your boy from Georgia ain't going again. He going in the transfer portal. So that they gonna getting Dart or some joker from someplace else that they'll get him in the second round or third round. They ain't gonna try.
And I'll be clear. Let's be clear with the people that's watching, the people that might watch this. Some like, oh, what I'm talking about. I'm not saying they shouldn't get the quarterback in the first round with one of the picks.
No.
I just know New York Giants.
They're not gonna do it.
I got to see it. They got to show me first.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe they're gonna take none of them. I don't believe it. I think they're more apt to try to get JJ McCarthy out of Minnesota if Minnesota gonna keep Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that'd be their best bet. Because one thing that GM can show is a good draft record. So it ain't like he bringing like a robust of talent into that place either. So and that's how I grade a GM. So dang if you do, dang if you don't. You ain't keeping talent and you ain't bringing in new talent. So
the jokers you let walk are gonna be all pros this year.
Yeah,
all of them, all pro bowlers.
Yeah. Leonard Williams, you got Saquon, and you got that McKinney guy, that cornerback. That don't make no daggone sense. I'm sorry, that's stupid. So you need to get fired. So if you didn't get fired, you can do anything you want to.
How do you let that much talent walk out the door? I see that one walk out the door. You let all 3 of these jokers walk out the door, and then you didn't want to pay the money to get Wilkins from Miami. He was gonna come play with Dexter.
Why would you? That make too much sense to get rid of one tackle and take another one. That make too much sense.
And I'm gonna add insult to injury, and the guy you did decide to give money to, he ain't even here no more.
That's totally ridiculous, ain't it?
Like, and then the thing that makes it worse, it's on film. Like we saw, like the man asked, "You think somebody gonna pay Saquon that money?" His assistant GM was like, "Yeah." Anybody that got the money is gonna do it. They're gonna pay him.
Anybody that's not O-line deficient will pay him.
Yeah, stupid.
Like, that's your son telling you take Jaden. And I think Dayball wanted Jaden because he interviewed him knowing he wasn't even taking a quarterback.
Yeah, he liked him. Yeah,
So,
Dayball had it don't make no that Giant stuff. I don't know. That's just craziness. Because if any other coaches would have been, any other teams would have had him, them people, both of them would have. The GM definitely would have got fired.
Out of here, Pop.
It don't make no sense to me.
I love it. As an Eagles fan,
yeah, because the Giants gonna be sorry forever.
It's something about New York. The Jets know the Giants can get it right. I don't know what's wrong with them. Because then they said, like, now mind you, this is his son running it. He didn't, his dad hired Tom Coughlin and drafted Eli's brother. This is his son. They've been dysfunctional ever since the old man passed away.
Oh, so the mayor guy now is the younger, is not the old man. He dead. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, whatever. Ain't nothing changed. Well, they had good team back in the day because they had, the coach, the old coach that was really good. They had some good coaches. But now this DM right here don't know what he's doing. I don't know how in the world he kept his job. Because the man said on tape that I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping if you trade Saquon and he go to somebody. And I thought when I heard him say that, I said, okay. When I looked back and heard that, I said, okay, this joker done. He done. And he kept him.
That's why some teams are sorry and some teams are good. Like I say, some teams stay sorry, they're gonna stay sorry.
Yeah, that's what Giants had a good organization. They're still, I know they make money, but yeah, they're gonna be sorry for a while when you got stuff happening like that. That's stupid.
Yeah. And we would have went 2 for 2 in the conference had not the Commanders woken up and changed out their whole staff last year. So
yeah,
now they looking like they want to compete. So
hey, quarterback make a difference.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And coaching, Dan Quinn did coach Atlanta. He was a decent coach. Probably one of the better coaches at Atlanta, actually.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Dan Quinn could coach. So talked about a little bit of coach hires. The other coaching hires didn't really care. Antonio Pierce got a raw deal, but I think they never meant for him to be. Mark Davis ain't his daddy. And whoever get Mark Davis' ear, that's where he go. He go the way the wind blow.
Yeah, that's that. But he done fired another coach and he let the GM go too. To Let's Go. He let him go too.
No, he be paying. You know how much money they paying, and people
don't
even work for them no more.
But it's whoever he talking to. So if Tom Brady there's a part of, he gonna be in the high. But whoever he talking to that say, okay, we need to clean this up. We need to get such and such and such and such. That's what he gonna do. That's what he gonna do. Whoever he talking to. He don't know nothing about his daddy was a football guy. He's not a football guy.
Yeah.
His daddy was a football guy. Anybody like it, but he coached football. His daddy was a football guy. But he is not. So whoever getting his ear, because that's true, because he hired Josh McDaniel. And it ain't make no sense to be I ain't know why he did that. He just paying all this money going out in daggone coaching salaries. It don't make no sense. So the Raiders. So they let him go. So okay. So they're gonna be sorry again. They ain't gonna never be good. Only thing gonna make them good is they mess around and if they can get a quarterback in there that shows out and they got a chance. But I ain't sure they're gonna be no good then.
Yeah. No, I think
organization all messed up.
Yeah. By the time the draft come, I very much see them fighting, throwing everything but the kitchen sink up there to get in that top 5. But until then, thank God.
They're gonna try to get top 3 to get Shador.
Yeah. I think they want. I think they want Shador.
And if I'm Tennessee, I'm listening, and I think you can ask for anything, and they'll give it to you.
No question. No question.
You can ask for 2 first rounds, a second, and a fourth. They'll probably give it.
Yeah. Because they're looking for the quarterback.
Yeah, they done made their attention known too much. So they like, if I'm Tennessee, Cleveland number 2 or 3.
Yep,
Cleveland number 3. Cleveland up there too. So and Cleveland Cleveland sure need to be looking to trade it. I sure get it to them.
Yeah.
They signed a death sentence. They got a death sentence still on their books. So they still got
hopefully Deshaun. I want Deshaun to come back right. I think his body breaking down. I don't think it's
because they say he didn't have a setback with his Achilles. If Deshaun could come, I want Sean to get his head right and play like he played at Houston for a couple of years. Then I'd be satisfied. Because if Deshaun can come back and play like Deshaun in Houston, Cleveland be right. Because Jameis can't help but throw an interception. If Jameis could get away with the interception, Jameis would be good.
I'll be rooting for Jameis every time. I'll be watching the game, rooting for Jameis. Like, man, go on, Jameis. Like, Jameis can't help himself.
No, he can't help it. He can't help
it. He has God to deliver him from throwing picks. He can't stop.
Yeah.
He can't stop.
He might well go ahead and live with it because that's it. That's him.
Yeah.
Yep. So
he might have a good game here, a good game there, but he ain't going. You can't play him a whole season.
No.
And even if Deshaun body breaking down, he ain't about to say nothing. He know he got the Browns on the hook. He
gave him a cut. He took he voided some part of his contract.
Yeah.
But hey, his body.
That's better than me. They had to pay me all that money. No cut.
But he's still gonna get a ton of it. He ain't gonna miss out on a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
That's like Deshaun. I think he want to get out there and play and want to show everybody he can play. But I don't know how it's going. How they look at it because they may jettison him. They may try to go pick a quarterback and say, okay, we got Deshaun, but eventually we gonna get rid of him. We need to get somebody in here we think can play. So they may take Cam Ward.
I don't think they take a rookie. I think if Sam Darnold come available, they might They might get Sam Darnold. If the Vikings say they don't go with JJ. After they get a bridge, I don't think they want to get a rookie quarterback. They got a lot of talent, and I don't think they want to just get a key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do have a lot of talent. They got pretty good, especially on defense, and the offense ain't bad, but especially on defense, the offensive line ain't good as it used to be.
Jerry Jeudy had a good year with them.
Yeah.
David Njoku stayed healthy, showed the athleticism that he has.
Yeah, they got some pieces. The defense is good, but do you let Myles Garrett get away from there? If you're bringing a new a rookie, Myles Garrett might not want to be in no rebuild. Do you trade him? You can get a lot from Myles Garrett. You can get a whole ton. You can get a ton for him.
And this is my point because they let go of Amari Cooper during the middle of the season this year.
Let him go
They might be shedding contracts to balance out the books if they do decide to nuke it and let go of John Watson in some form or fashion, so they at least have something to balance the books.
I got you.
That means letting go of Myles Garrett, at least you can shed some salary because you're gonna take a hit once you cut off Deshaun. But at least you can start the. At least you can start walking.
If you're gonna try to do a rebuild, if you're gonna especially gonna bring a young quarterback in, even if Deshaun be there for a couple of years and play okay, getting rid of Myles Garrett could bring you a lot of pieces.
You get a lot from Myles Garrett. You get a lot.
Yeah.
Especially a team that's right there.
Yeah, you can get a lot. Get some picks and a play.
You can get a lot.
You can get he's still like 27, 28. He still got some.
You're talking about acquiring a future Hall of Fame. Like that's you don't get them on the market every day. If Miles stopped playing right now, he a Hall of Famer. So you're talking about getting a young Hall of Famer added to your team.
Yeah. So you're talking about somebody like that. So that'd be serious. Excuse me. That'd be serious. You can get him. That'd be serious. You could do something like that. So you can't ever. That's going crazy. You can't ever put that out the ballpark. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Cleveland. It's according to how they want to go and what the owner want to do.
Yeah. So I think that's a good segue to end it here. Let's talk about it. It was a good episode. We broke down the HBCU coaching hires and NFL coaches. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow the channel. We're here every Thursday. Me and Kenny right here every Thursday, 9:30. Pops, we appreciate you coming through and helping us talk HBCU football.
I know.
Every Monday, the podcast comes out every Monday, 5 p.m. right here on YouTube. And you can always catch us by subscribe, put your notifications on. Before I get out of here, I definitely want to put out prayers to everybody that, affected by the fires in LA.
Oh,
It hit
sure,
kind of home
sure.
this year. We got some homies that we know that it hit their area really hard. So if you know some places to help, put prayers out, do whatever you can to help the people, because it was real devastating fire for a really big city. So, just wanted to put that out there. But I appreciate everybody. And like I always, till next time.